It is March 21st today, and I am at Kartchner Caverns State Park. Now, unfortunately, because of the COVID-19, the caverns are not open. But that is a blessing, kind of, for me, because there's not the masses of people that there usually would be around here. The parking lots are huge here. Anyway, I'm on the Guindani Trail. It's a 4.2 loop trail. And this looks like it's prime rattlesnake and mountain lion country. I hope we don't get too exciting. Anyway, come along, let's see what it's all about. Yesterday was a driving day for me. It was quite an adventure, I must say. Started out in crazy conditions and then it got so spectacular. I'll show you snippets of it now. I've stopped by a picnic area to eat some breakfast, and I just want to show you something. This picnic ground is located along the old Coronado Trail. In 1540, Francisco Vasquez de Coronado traveled this route in search of the legendary cities of gold to enrich the treasury of Spain. What some people do for gold, hey? Nice little picnic area. I loved it. There's a creek flowing by as well. I was mind blown at the mining operation behind that mountain there. Incredible! Railway cars, massive trucks. Wow, I couldn't pull over and get a shot of it though, it was all fenced off. Here's a further away look at that mine area. Whoa, just use your imagination. Just amazing. It looks like there's different kinds of poppies. This is just incredible. There's more orangey ones and then more yellowy ones. I am falling in love with Arizona. The highlight of the day, without a doubt, was all those wildflowers. Just amazing. I was so choked. The only thing I forgot from home was my hiking poles. So I had to buy some new ones because any elevation gain and my leg really hurts. So these are essential. But I guess that's not too bad for the only thing that I forgot. Tell me in the comments below, what things have you forgotten on camping trips that were important? As I read through the Gospels, I would hazard a guess that the ailment Jesus heals the most during his time on earth is blindness. And it's not surprising because however many people wear glasses today would be considered blind, I'm sure, in Jesus' day. And there's a lot of us that wear glasses. Without a doubt, my most favorite Bible story in the whole Bible has to do with Jesus healing a blind man, and it's found in Mark 8.
Then he came to Bethsaida, and they brought a blind man to him and begged him to touch him. So he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his hands on him, he asked him if he saw anything. And he looked up and said, I see men like trees walking. Then he put his hands on his eyes again and made him look up. And he was restored and saw everyone clearly. Then he sent him away to his house, saying, "Neither go into the town nor tell anyone in the town."
We could ponder a few aspects of this story, like why did Jesus heal him in 2 stages, and why saliva of all things, and why didn't he want him to go and share that he had been healed? Wouldn't that be a natural reaction for somebody to want to share the good news? But what has touched me completely by this wonderful story is that Jesus took this man by the hand. This man got to walk hand in hand with Jesus. I heard this noise and then I saw this cow. Kind of freaked me out, but I like cows. Some choya with fruiting on it. That's cool. When you look out over the vast desert, it looks pretty mundane. But when you get close in it, it's pretty interesting. Look at this baby cactus starting. So cute. This man got to walk hand in hand with Jesus. To put this into perspective, I want you to comprehend this. Someone has calculated that if the first person who ever lived, which we know is Adam, started counting galaxies at 100 per minute, time has not existed long enough for him to count them all. Can you believe it? Not stars, but galaxies. 6,000 years, it has not been long enough to count the galaxies. And we're not just talking planets, but galaxies. And in our Milky Way galaxies, there's over 100 billion planets, and that's not including the stars. So can you imagine? And this guy got to walk hand in hand with the king of the universe, the one who controls all the galaxies and the planets. You got to go through a few gates on this trail. And it wasn't just a few short steps that they walked hand in hand. It sounds like it was quite a ways because he led him out of town. That lucky man. Can you imagine that sense of security that man must have felt? And then what joy to get to look into Jesus' face. Can you see now why this is my favorite story in the whole Bible? How I long to someday walk hand in hand with Jesus. For most of us, it may seem like we're walking blind with God, but I guess that's why he asks us to have faith as a mustard seed. And then when we look back on our lives, we can see how God has led us. They say that hindsight is 20/20, hey? In videos to come, I will be sharing with you how God has been leading me in my life. Well, if desert, scrubby brush and trees can be pretty, this is pretty through here. I'm enjoying this very much. I've met just a few people, but they've all been coming at me. And the ranger told me to go clockwise around this path, but they tell me that I should have gone counterclockwise. So, yeah, who to believe these days? Thanks, ranger. I was told I might get my feet wet. What a fun adventure. That took me just over 3 hours, and I certainly wasn't speed hiking, so it's very doable and lovely. Now I'll show you where I'm living. I parked here because it's kind of in the shade, but this is where I stay for the night. And there's my picnic area. And yep, I'm the only one here. But it's kind of funny because I have to drive half a mile to go to the washroom. Oh well, I'd rather have the solitude than be by a bunch of people at the bathroom. And this is my little nest. It serves me very well. And this is the massive parking lot that's usually full. They have a lovely hummingbird garden here. It's pretty special. I bet if I sat and waited, I could find one. This is what they call their Discovery Center, a courtyard here. So sad it's all shut down. Nothing like some food and rest to get one rejuvenated. And I'm ready to go again, but it's very windy this afternoon, so I'm disappointed. Well, I'm doing this trail counterclockwise, just for the fun of it. This is what they call a wash down here. You hear that term a lot in Arizona. I guess it must mean a dry creek bed. I'm gonna go onto the Kartchner Trail. They supply a nice bench for you. They say that some Kartchers can have up to 100 branches, and it reminds them of a torch, so that's why it's named Kartchner. It's funny because I'm now meeting people coming this way. Anyway, this is a nice gentle climb so far, not horrible. Some people think the Kartchner is related to the cactus just because it has the spiky spikes, thorns. However, they classify it as a deciduous tree. Here's one that is just starting to bud out. So that's interesting. These leaves fall off in the fall. I sure wish I knew what all these dead trees were. Like, it's just dead. All of them, it seems. Finding these baby cacti is very reminiscent of an Easter egg hunt. It's very fun. Now this is an agave plant. They're very, very sharp. They make this fence gate thing as prickly as the cacti around here. The evening light is so pretty. Can you see the cows out there too? I saw a scarlet tanager today. It was hanging around my camp, and I kid you not. You'll just have to take my word for it though, because I couldn't get my camera out fast enough, and then it took off when I did. But it was the most brilliant red I've ever seen on a bird. So that was pretty special. I know my life of trials is not over yet, and especially with this pandemic going on right now, I know lots of people's lives are affected, and even the Olympics are canceled. So many things have been canceled, and all the national parks, their visitor centers are all closed, and lots of things that I would like to be seeing on this trip is closed. So God is still, we have to trust in God that He is leading us by the hand, and He will take us to secure places, and we just have to trust in Him. I hope that's what you can take away from this video this time, is to let God walk and take you by the hand and lead you. Now we see through a mirror dimly, but one day we will have our eyes opened and we'll see the big picture. This Foothills Loop Ocotillo Trail is just over 3.5 miles. So I've done pretty good today. Almost 8 miles of hiking. I like that it got split up though. It got up to 20 degrees Celsius today, and that was warm enough. I wouldn't have wanted to hike this trail in any hotter weather, that's for sure. And it gets so pleasant in the evenings though too. So the healing hiker rating for all these trails at Kartchner Caverns State Park is a 4.5 out of 5. If you only have time to do one of the trails though, I would definitely recommend the Guindani one. It was really special. This one was a little bit, a lot of the same hike, same terrain, but that one was quite unique. If you have watched all the way till this, thank you so much. I will see you in my next video. I'm having so much fun here in Arizona. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, peace, and please let God take you by the hand and lead you through this life.